fascinating. Everybody was saying Google is doing something, Facebook is doing something, everybody else is doing something. So I started seriously looking at what this is and how can we convert this into something which is a commercial business model. So we kind of took a napkin and said that, look, a lot of fields or businesses are just not made for AI. So let's remove all of them. And because I come from a financial services background, I was more interested in a business model which is closer to the money, which is essentially a brokerage model. So we thought of trying to put in AI into a model where we could help increase or improve the distribution. So our innovation was not so much in the product, but we were thinking of innovating in the distribution. And the biggest industry that, I mean, after preliminary research and talking to a lot of people was undoubtedly insurance, because it's the land of dinosaurs in terms of technology. I mean, these guys are just not technologically suave. And what that essentially meant for us is, and it was largely an industry where nobody is kind of significantly dominating. So we thought of entering the insurance business for a lot of reasons, but the primary fundamental reason is because the model had not seen any innovation both here and in the US. In the US, there are a few business models that have come up in the last 2 years. So that was the inception of Arvi. That happened in June. Then I was fortunate to have Ashwin and Mandar sign up to this roller coaster ride in August. And then on 7 months later, we are here with an MVP. So it's, regardless of what happens from now on, it's been a great journey, and a lot of people have also become great friends thanks to 91 Springboard community. So it's been great. So by saying that, so let me begin as to what RB is. Before that, changes. Right, so we started by asking people what was their experience while buying insurance. The most frequent response that we get from people is, it's boring. It's something I do because I have to, and it's not something I spend too much money on. Because even if I spend time on, even if I spend a lot of time, there's not anything that I really get concrete out of it. I mean, there's always the fear of uncertainty. So the natural leaning point for most customers is the price and the sum assured. These are only the two things that people look at while buying insurance. And we are right now focusing on health, so I'll talk more specific to the health insurance. So the two major points that everybody looks at, and it's amazing that even educated and suave people also just look at these two things. Nothing after that really matters, because the general perception is it's anyway complicated. Why break our minds into looking at that even more? So the fundamental proposition that we've said is, can we use some technology to improve the process where a customer has greater confidence while making a buying decision? If you're able to do that, we would be able to generate that loyalty that customers would have while buying a product like this. Right, so this, by the way, how many here have a health insurance? That's both good and bad. Good for us because we see a lot of potential business opportunity within 91 Springboard. Bad because it's a product that everybody needs to have. So most people also said that this is something that we want to be running away from, where you do the biggest mistake, and that's like the biggest mistake. A blunder is to leave either an email or a phone number on a site which is selling insurance. And so if anybody is lonely and single, all you need to do is register yourself on an insurance portal. You will not feel that you're lonely based on the number of calls you get. So the idea that we said is that this is primarily happening because the customer is not educated enough to take that decision. It's also because the customers are not serious, because if I don't take insurance tomorrow, I won't get fired. So there's also that part that is playing a role here, but a large part of the role is that people are just not confident buying without a human talking to them, and that's why they leave something and then they face the consequences of that. So, and the third thing, so as a result, most of the people that we've talked to and most of the people that have given us some kind of feedback is there is some either confusion or there is absolute boredom. People just say that, hey, just shut this off, let's go and do a WhatsApp chat or a Facebook Messenger. So the problem is the engagement. The engagement is just not there, and ultimately you're frustrated because you don't know whether the insurance is covering you when you really need it or not. So these are the three things that Arvi tries to aim for, or Arvi is trying to gun for. Whether we can improve the customer education, at the same time don't become preachy, make it more non-serious, just like a person is talking to his or her friend who basically gives some kind of financial advice. So Arvi is that. For us, it's like the BFF as far as insurance is concerned. If you want a friend who you really trust, who gives information in a very simple and easy to understand way, you just have to get on Arvi to find out what you need. If you're able to do that, we believe that we'll be able to generate a lot of business, especially within the millennial segment. Right, so there's another aspect of it which I also want to throw some light on, is why do people look for health insurance? If you go to a Policy Bazaar or a CoverFox or any other portal out there, whether I need insurance for, let's say, a maternity, or whether I need it for critical illness, the person online, I would never know what my intent is. I don't know whether I'm coming as an entrepreneur. I don't know whether I'm coming as a banker with a lot of savings in my bank. So the big problem, and we kind of chose three characters from within our community to kind of highlight this problem. First one. So the image might not be clear, but this guy is always a bargain hunter. So he always looks for discounts. So if I'm trying to sell something to this guy, I know that I cannot sell anything without a discount. So in fact, he also promised that he'll be the first one to buy insurance from our portal if we make it completely free. So, and we are going to do that for him. Now, the next guy is this guy. He's an adventurer. I mean, he wants insurance. He does all kinds of crazy, risky things. So he wants an insurance which kind of reflects that. So he is not so much as a bargain hunter. He is more of a yeah. And the last guy, this guy, Arvi cannot help. Let me make a disclaimer. So this guy needs health insurance for other reasons. I mean, he has big problems in life. Arvi can't help with those problems. But the main point here is that the intent is something that we can only know if we strike a conversation. That's where agents come into play. That's where the technology cannot do anything as yet. You know, you just fill up a form of 5 inputs and then you go and figure out like 10 lines. What we are trying to do is, can we figure out what's in your mind and then make a personalized sale to you? And I can do that in a conversation because the conversation is dynamic, it's flowing, and it's evolving. So if I make something which is learning, I can understand the profile of Edward or Rahul and immediately blend my conversation accordingly. That's also one of the main driving force for us when we created Arvi. So, I think without wasting too much time, we want to do a small demo. Again, it's a controlled demo, but we are releasing the website, so you guys are free to play around, break it, and also come back and tell us where it was broken. Because we know that it breaks at a few instances. So, Mandar will basically open the demo, and I will talk you through that. So it's something which is pretty, we haven't kept too much clutter there. You can just go and click on Find Me and Arvi kicks in. Right now it's on the web. You can use it on the mobile as well. It looks exactly like a chat platform on a mobile. In the next 1 month, we are also trying to integrate it with Facebook Messenger because that's where we think a lot of Arvi's real potential will come out. So yeah, we're going to try it. So these are the usual inputs. We just want to make it personal, so we've taken the name up front for it's Mandar. Mandar is good. Right, so the idea from our perspective is to make it a little bit engaging and make it contextual. So here, Mandar clicks on I'm not sure. Let me do a quick checkup. So this is a guy who's sitting on the fence. We know that he or she has not made up the mind, so we want to make the conversation more lively, just to get him on board. Yeah, so it's basic like a chat. You can either type something or you can just go and click on some of the things. At every stage, we try to explain why we are asking a question so that the customer is not really bored answering questions. So the things that you see on the right is like an education from a customer standpoint. Nobody wants to read the complex blogs, etc. Today's crowd is like, they just want information that is contextual. So one of the things that we try to do is provide information like that. Yeah, Mamta, go ahead. So then we ask for the PIN because the hospitalization expenses vary from place to place. We've collected a lot of data from different brokers. We want to show that data on the left, which tries to educate the customer. Yeah, so basically a little bit about this is to evaluate the risk. So if it's a self-employed, we slightly put more risk, and if it's a salary, we put lesser risk, and so on. So you can either type or, you don't have to type just this, you can type others. The platform is learning enough, so it collects everything and tries to slot you into something. Yeah, so Mandar doesn't earn too much right now, so less than 5. Okay, so doesn't have a cover. Right, so yeah, I think this is self, yeah. Right, so basically we've collected a simple profile about the person. The next thing for us to do is create some kind of a risk map for that person. What is the risk that that person has? And then we go on to the recommendations. So yeah, so it doesn't have any pre-existing. So at this stage, I can ask more questions or I can just ask you to see the plans. So just like a confirmation, and once he confirms, yeah, so it's like we ask for the email and the mobile. If you want to give, that's great. If you don't want to give, that's okay, but anyway, we won't stop you. So then we go to show recommendations. Right, so here the idea is that we try to profile the person's risk, as I just said, on 3 or 4 metrics. The treatment cost in your location, on a scale of 1 to 5, how big is it? So we have data at the back end, we try to use that data to make it a little bit more intuitive to a customer. Shortfall in existing covers. So if you have a corporate cover, you might say that I'm not facing that much risk, so you just have to have a supplemental cover. So those are the things, and then we provide some basic recommendations which are understandable even to a person who doesn't know insurance at all. And that's one of our main things. Can we make it more conversational? And then there are more than 1 hospitals, so the number is obviously wrong. So, then we go on to the show plans. Here, by the way, Mandar can ask questions to Arvi, like what is cashless cover? How does reimbursement happen? Think of it like a dynamic FAQ. We have kind of learned a lot of things that people usually ask, and here is a place where you can just chat and get that information that you're looking at while you're at that location. So that's also something that we're working on. We're working on with the broker who's trying to help us with a lot of questions. So yeah, so some basic things. If you're asking this question at this stage, then it's a problem. But otherwise, there are other things also which kind of help you. Yeah, so that is pretty much, and then you can look at the plan details. You can basically say, I'm interested. We don't have a complete online payments integration right now. We're working on it. But right now, the model is that you leave us your number of phone. And after saying all that I've said in the last 15 minutes, we're doing the exact same thing of giving a call back to the customer. So, but that said, we don't want to do that. That's just temporary because we have to put something out of the door. And this is what we have right now. So that's it. That's like a small, simple demo. It's available on Arvi.com. Please take a look, check. Throw all the questions that you can possibly throw at Arvi, see where it's breaking, and it would be absolutely awesome if you guys can come back and say that Sushant, this is not working, or Mandar, this is not working. We'll really appreciate that. So coming back to our presentation, we still have some stuff to go. So we have got our shirts, and we thought that we'll just check the knowledge that people have of health and insurance, and whoever answers the right questions, we're going to distribute our shirts. You might not come to the office wearing them, but please do wear it home at least. So the first one. Yeah, so do you know how many calories you burn if you bang your head to a wall? How?
I feel dizzy.
Any guesses? Closest also works, so anything which is plus or minus 25%.
Per bang or in?
Per bang, per bang. So, sorry?
Maybe 10?
It's not a touch, it's a bang.
Yeah. It's a 10 calories per bang.
500.
100. 125.
Okay, who said 100? It's not close, but that's the closest. It's about 200 calories. That depends on the intensity of the bang also, but I assume that you can only bang once. Who said that? Anyway, so the next one. This was just like. So this is easy to guess. How many times does your heart beat if you live for 70? No, from childhood. Or just a guess. Don't calculate or do Google search. Guys, just throw a number.
You are going to mathematical now. Everybody is starting. 365.
About
2.6 trillion.
You got it.
No, that's what my calculator says.
Okay, somebody do Google search and tell me. I need to give the shirt to someone.
44 crore.
Huh?
44 crore. Around 1.3 million.
That's kind of. You. 350 million?
How much?
350 million, around, kind of. Yeah, so the thing is that, this guy is somebody who does a lot of work for us, so we need to, although we put a lot of soft drinks and chips, but be gentle to the person who's bought. And this is one of the campaigns that we are running as part of Ask Arvi. We don't want to say buy insurance because we think that nobody will respond to that. But the last one, okay, this is something which is serious. Inflation was 7%. How much do you think is the health inflation for the last 10 years?
Health inflation and cost of health insurance.
That's exact number.
16 to 18%. So your salary has grown by around 9 to 10%, but your health inflation has been about 16. So, I mean, you're getting poorer in health terms. So that's one of the reasons why you should buy health insurance as early as possible, because then you can lock in for a long period of time the premium. Anyway, so that is what we have for today. If anybody has comments, thoughts, please feel free to share. We have stuff there. We also want to cut a cake, so please stay back. The cake is really tasty. Yeah.
In the demo, you showed us what is the health cover one requires, and it came to around 2.5 lakh.
Yeah.
How do you calculate? Because it will get 72 it's around in Nandri side. The hospitals out here are more costly. So what are the factors that you're taking when you're calculating that risk cover?
Yeah, so we basically are looking at it. It's not an exact science in any way. It's more like a heuristic thing. And we made it like a function of the place that you're staying, whether it's an urban center or tier 1 or tier 2 city. Second is your age itself, whether you need the insurance. That a person at 45 might need it definitely, but a person at 25, 26 doesn't. So we have also factored in the behavioral aspects, not just the health aspects. So there's no point in me saying that spend 10,000 on health insurance when you're probably earning 4 lakhs or 5 lakhs. So we try to factor in the income, the uncertainty of income, the predictability of income, the place where they belong. It's not just based on the place and then we are giving the price. So basically we are trying to also look at from a business standpoint as to what is the price point where the person will be comfortable to buy.
But don't you feel that a person will be underinsured? See, why I'm asking this question, I belong to this industry. I run a family office. So I cater to the CXO, I advise on their personal wealth. So I believe we'll take it offline.
Yeah, sure.
We'll take it offline.
Prashant, why is the name Arvi? What is the story behind
So,
the name?
So Arvi, when we first put Arvi as the name, people thought that we were inspired from Iron Man. That Jarvis was the assistant, right? But at least that was not the intention. Arvi is just the name of my 2 nephews, Arjun and Virat. So I just picked up the 2 from here, 2 from there. And so one of the guys is smart, one of the guys is funny. So we also tried to give some character to Arvi in all the conversations also. So yeah, so that's why. Cool. Thank you very much, guys. And please stay. We are getting the cake. Nikita, the fridge before people leave.